Welcome to Adventures Walking as One, where we will explore what it really looks like to walk in the same direction, on the same path as husband and wife.
Yeah. We are Mark and Carol Schweiger of Walk as One Ministries, and we believe marriage is the greatest adventure and one worth preparing for.
So what are you going to talk about today?
We are doing part 2 of Let's Talk, but we're covering germs. Germs that stop or infect resolution.
That is important.
I feel like we should hear da-da-da-dum.
Yeah. So, well, before we start that, let's go back, review what we learned, what we should have learned from our last conversation.
Okay. For part 1.
Part 1, yes, resolving differences. And so
Right.
we shared our example of our house. And we also learned that communication involves more than just talking.
It does.
It's understanding the whole person and how we function. So we had to work together to create our blended solution.
Right.
And I think we both felt safe. And at times,
Most of the time.
Yeah, I was going to say when we didn't feel safe, we had to go back around and say, okay, something's not right here, and we don't feel safe because of what we're going to talk about today.
Right.
Probably we're infected by some nasty germ.
Ooh.
Yes, yeah.
Right. But ultimately,
We created or agreed to a blended solution.
right. So today, the germs that stop or infect resolution. And a germ is a negative characteristic that destroys communication. Sounds pretty nasty.
Yeah.
We don't like germs.
No, we don't like germs. And it's an appropriate title. I think Gary Smalley probably was the one that created it and applied it to this particular topic.
Right.
Which is good. And these are germs. These are things we want to get rid of. And so the first step is understanding what those germs are. So we've had many years to identify germs in our relationship and germs in our discussions. And
we've seen them in play in coaching, right? Other couples.
Yes. And so we have to identify them. And once we identify them, we can work on getting rid of them. So there's a whole lot of these things. So we better get going, I guess.
Get going.
Yeah.
So what's the first one you want to talk about?
Withdrawal. And mentioned this a little bit last time.
You can't leave the room.
Yes, you can't leave the room.
A withdrawal is a complete leaving the room.
Complete leaving the room.
And then the other person's left with nothing.
Yes, and you just get up and walk out.
Right.
All right. So, and a lot of times the guys, generally, us guys do that. And I do that. Actually, I shouldn't say do that anymore. I try not to.
Right.
But it's the lowest form of communication. So you say something, I get angry, and I just leave. And if I get angry, we shouldn't have to continue the conversation. So I have to take a time out. Okay, I can't handle this right now.
Right.
Take a time out. I'll be back in a half an hour, and then we can talk about this.
Right. Or later on, or whatever. That as long as you agree that you're going to meet again.
Yes.
And discuss it. Right.
Yes.
How about the one that's like, gotta win?
Yes.
I gotta win. And that really is single-minded. That's not covenant at all. A covenant is the two become one. So if I'm married, I can't be thinking of just me. I want you and your thoughts and everything to be a part of the conclusion.
Yes.
Right?
If it has to be your way, then you're not married.
Correct. Yeah, it's pretty low. Compromise.
That one is tempting also for me. I guess I fit into a couple of these because a compromise, if you don't want to deal with it.
Yeah.
And sometimes with me, I think it may look like a compromise because I really may not care. If you want to do something and you tell me about it, I was like, well, okay, I don't care. So
if you
go
don't
ahead.
have a strong opinion about it,
so it's
then
not
it
a
doesn't
compromise.
matter.
Yeah.
But if you had a strong opinion and the other person doesn't speak up, let's just say I have a strong opinion about I want this cup. And maybe you do too, but you're going to compromise and say, just take the cup.
Yeah, just take the cup.
Right. That's not satisfying.
No.
I'm not satisfied because you are not going to win. And you're not satisfied because I get the cup.
And yeah, for sure. And I had to realize that within myself because my personality is a non-conflict. I don't like conflict, but I had to realize that, and it's not the best for us.
Right.
And so compromise is not the best for your relationship, and so I know that, and so we have to go and have the discussion.
Assumptions.
Oh.
I know that you want that cup, but do you really want that cup? See, I'm assuming you want that cup.
Yes, without even asking me.
Right.
And how many times have we had our relationships and even gone out into extended family, friends, that we've been affected by assumptions of people watching us, what we're doing, and they've known us for a little while, and so they make assumptions as to why we're doing something. And I remember being presented with that more than once, and it's like, where did you get that?
Right.
I mean, it's not in my head at all. You didn't ask me. You just made an assumption and acted upon it.
We can't read people's minds.
Yeah.
And I think if we keep that in mind, we'll stop assuming anything.
Yes, and we've been married 40 years, so I can make assumptions about what you're thinking.
Good luck.
Yeah, yeah, good luck.
Triggers?
Triggers, yes.
Triggers are a very negative response to something that was said or done, but it might be from something that happened way back when, even in your childhood, right?
Yeah.
But the response might be very negative. So, there's a reaction versus response. A reaction is usually when you're triggered, and it could come out as anger, but it might be really fear as the underlying root.
Yes, and I experienced that, and I didn't know because you had said something. I don't know if it was the tone or whatever, but I remember feeling angry, and I didn't know. It's like I don't have any idea why I'm angry because the content of what you said was not something that would typically make me angry, and so I had to go ask the Lord, okay, what is going on here? And it was a fear-based thing that I had no idea.
Right.
So He revealed that to me. Sometimes you need help, especially for trauma, childhood trauma, things like that, to get through some of that stuff.
Rejection, abandonment.
Yes.
There's so many reasons that we get triggered.
You have to realize that, and you have to understand that if you're feeling angry and you don't know why, then that's time to do some additional research.
Yeah.
Garbage dumping.
Oh, garbage dumping.
Garbage dumping. Oh, man.
No garbage dumping.
Yes, and you'll see in part of when we talk about resolution, garbage dumping is not there because you're bringing in stuff that's not related to your difference of opinion, or you could call it a conflict, I guess. We have something we're talking about, and we don't want to talk about the things outside. If you want to talk about your cup that I want, which I really do want it.
You have your own.
We can't talk about the lighting and that we have in here.
Right. So garbage dumping, you're pulling in other things to really exacerbate the one issue that is at hand.
Yeah.
And it's not fair.
Like last
and
year
Yes, if you bring up history things, then have you really forgiven? If they were issues before and you've already talked about them, let it go.
Yep,
you better forgive. Okay. Well, get off of the garbage
Enough
dump.
of that one. Well, I like differences.
Okay.
I mean, for us, it's like pretty much everything, right? Everything is differences. And if these differences matter a lot, or if I don't even realize it, there's a guy, he's a marriage counselor right now, Jimmy Evans. And in his, I think it was his book that I was reading, but he was talking about when he first got married. So for the first 5 years of his marriage, he said it was like a living hell. And it was because his family was raised, and him and his family, they all did everything a certain way.
Yeah.
And now you can relate to this a little.
I can totally relate to this.
And if you didn't do it like this, then you were weird, because this is how it's supposed to be done.
Not just weird, you were wrong.
You were wrong, yes. Well, and so his wife didn't do things the way his family did. And so they were fighting until one day he realized that maybe it doesn't all have to be like this. It could be some different way.
Right.
So that was like an epiphany event for him, and maybe that's why he went on to become a marriage counselor now.
That was an epiphany for me.
Yeah, I remember you talking about that.
I like to say there's more than one way to gut a deer.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Invalidating someone. That can be really damaging, to make somebody feel unheard or that they don't matter. That's huge, that they're wrong.
Yes.
Your opinion is way off,
And that's making a lot of assumptions, too, because it's like I know everything, and so that doesn't make any sense. I talked to a guy once, and he says, I told my wife that she was stupid. And he says, and then she wanted, and I tell her every time she wants to do something that it's stupid. And it's like, you can't have a relationship. So, I mean, this is truly
that would
a
slam
germ.
a door.
Yeah. I mean, it's truly a germ. You're
Right.
you're living with somebody else, but you're not having any communication. Your intimacy is gone, so that relationship is going to be very superficial.
Right.
So
Yeah, that would not fly very well. It's really a disrespect. Disrespect is another category that we listed, but it's a type of disrespect.
yeah,
How we speak to each other. What is my tone? Am I yelling at you? Which I don't think I yell at you, but I might pop.
yeah, yeah, for sure. Yeah, usually you don't yell.
But am I talking to you in a calm manner versus, reacting in a very harsh manner and expecting things that are unreasonable? That is disrespect. Even name calling, like you said, he would call her stupid, or the idea was stupid. But if you're being called stupid, I mean, that's just inappropriate.
And it's gonna bring about a fight response.
Oh yeah, fight or flight, man. I'm fighting.
Yeah. I probably just, all right, I'm done. I'll leave.
You'll flight.
You're chasing after me. Come on, let's fight.
Criticism is very unsafe.
Yes, and I mean, if every time I bring something up, you're gonna start criticizing me and explaining why it won't work, and really, essentially, you're pointing fingers.
Yeah.
And I'm not going to want to share.
Right.
Unless I like to fight.
Right.
Maybe I would like to fight, and I'm just waiting for that opportunity for you to start criticizing me, so I could show you that my opinion is better than your opinion.
Right. And if I'm always getting criticized, I'm going to stop working at it.
Yeah.
Right? What's the point? You're not ever going to be satisfied.
Yep.
So I can't please you, no matter what I do. Or I might opt to just do it my way anyway.
Yeah, just do it. Yeah, just
Which
go
is
ahead and do it.
Single-minded.
Single-minded, and there's no intimacy.
No.
There's really no relationship at that point.
Right. Accusation. You.
Yes.
You did it. You always. And it's almost an exaggeration even, because you don't always. And I like when you do correct me on that, because I have done it. You look at me.
Not too much anymore, though.
Not too much, but I catch myself most of the time. But you'll say, always? I always do it? I'm like, oh, no, you don't always do it, but it bothers me.
My grandson was telling me that the other day. It was either always or never. I don't remember which one, but we were having a conversation. He was all upset. And it might have been, I think it was always. Mm-hmm. Oh, you and Nana, always. It's like,
oh, dear. It made me reevaluate.
Yeah.
Gee, do we?
Yeah, so how do you explain that? Well, he might understand that. He's 8 years old.
Yeah.
So he might understand that.
But it is pointing fingers at the person, and it's going to put them into a corner.
Yeah, and you're going to come out fighting.
Right.
And so the same position as everything else. I think all these particular points are related.
Yeah, they are very overlapping, aren't they?
The next one we have is communication style, so it's a little bit different than that. And these communication styles we found in Danny Silk's book.
Keep Your Love On.
Keep Your Love On, yes.
Yes, love that book, by the way. If anybody hasn't read a good book lately, Keep Your Love On by Danny Silk is excellent for communication, relationship, setting boundaries. It's just an excellent book.
We've probably said this in some of the other podcasts, but it's a good point to bring up, reading books together.
Yes.
Because sometimes you go out somewhere and you don't have anything to talk about other than the work and the kids and the house projects.
Right.
So you get the book and work on your relationship.
Yes.
And we've done that.
Let's talk about communication styles that
okay.
Danny was talking about.
You tell me to move on?
Yeah, I am. Being fear-based, there are the passive-aggressive, and the aggressive. So we've kind of demonstrated a little bit of that, but let's go into detail. So the passive is...
I like Danny Silk's. You can share your version of this, but I like Danny Silk's version. So the passive is, you matter, I don't. And so in my communication with you, it'll be like, yeah, whatever you want to do.
Okay. And here's an illustration. Let's just say the back door is open and it's bothering me and I want the door closed. If I'm passive, I'm not going to even bother asking you to close the door. I just like, ugh. I wish he would close the door, but I'm not going to say anything. The aggressive.
Well, that's, I matter and you don't.
Right. And if that door's open, shut the door. Very forceful, very aggressive, right?
Yes.
The passive aggressive.
These are complicated because that's saying you matter, not. So I'm going to make you think you matter, but really I matter.
Right. So I might be in the room and the door is open and you're there, but I'm like, I wish someone would close that door.
Yeah.
Not being direct, right? And having a little snarky attitude, if that's the right word, snarky.
Yeah, I don't know.
Snarky.
That could be, I mean, I knew what you meant. I don't know if it's a valid word or not, but
It's a Schweiger word.
yeah, maybe.
We have a lot of those.
So, but these are fear-based. So these are the actual germs in our conversations that we have to be aware of and watch out for.
Right. But what should we be?
We should be, well, what Danny Silk calls assertive, you like to call a powerful person.
Yes.
And the powerful person is that you matter, and so do I.
Yes.
And really, that's huge because both of our opinions matter.
Right. So maybe I would say, hey, Mark, since you're by the door, would you please, or can you please close that door? Saying it kindly, but letting you know what I need. Not in a snarky manner, not in a bossy manner, but a powerful manner. You know, that I would like the door closed. Would you mind closing the door? And if you don't, then I can get up and close it myself.
And you know, it's interesting. For one of the examples I like is for a powerful person, because you have to get to the point where your relationships and you're good within yourself. Mm-hmm. And so if I'm good and then you start yelling at me or criticizing, whatever that you want to tell me. Now, criticizing, we're not supposed to.
No.
But whatever you tell me, I'm like, okay, so something is going on here and I can figure it out. Instead of becoming angry or defensive, I can actually say, okay, it looks like you're not feeling good or you've got some issues. Go with me right now. Can we talk about them?
Yes. You know, what's going on?
Yeah, and that's huge. That's powerful. But you have to work to get yourself to that point. I think most people would have to work.
Rather than reacting to that,
yes,
you know, the response and getting offended.
Offended, angry.
Right. Which you might get a tad offended.
Yeah.
I will. How about tone?
Tone in your comments, yes. And
I'm good for this one.
yes, I don't know if I am or not. I don't want to be in conflict. Do
Every
I?
now and then,
I do.
there's some tone in your voice. I'm like, oh, fine.
But the best one I had is we were going for a walk. We were out in the forest having a conversation. I think the sun was out. It was just a nice walk, and we were having a good conversation. We had a disagreement that has been in the background. It was not resolved yet. Mm-hmm. And we said something that brought to your mind about my bike.
Storing your bike.
Storing my bike, and something about it wasn't the content of what you said, because it's like you need to take care of that, and I knew that, but it was the tone. And that pretty much just shut me down.
It did.
I think we didn't say anything for the rest of the walk.
It was a really quiet walk after that. I did apologize for that. But yeah, it had to do with you putting your bike in the basement and it was like nicking up some of the trim.
I tried not to.
But we did resolve that. We got awesome hangers in the garage.
Yep, we did resolve that.
Perfect.
That's a whole nother story.
That's another. That would be a good example.
Yeah, it would.
Okay.
Can't share that one there now.
There are negative listening styles. Okay.
And in the process, so this is a good plug, I guess, for the
next part 3.
But we're going to be talking about listening styles because you have to be able to listen.
Yes.
And if you don't listen properly, then it's a germ.
It is a germ. Okay, so there's protective listening. That means I'm not listening to anything negative. I don't want to hear it. Nope, not going there. Well, you're shutting it off, right? It's basically you're walking out of the room.
Yeah.
Pseudo listening.
And I don't have my phone with me, but you know that one? You're doing this?
Yeah.
Yeah. What?
I'm a little responsible for that one. Selective listening to only the points of interest. Oh.
Yes, I don't want to know about all the daily whatever you're putting in there.
Right.
Oh, I want to know about, well, for the house thing. It's like, well, how much was that? I missed everything else you said, but
right.
You talked about that
could have been
price.
important, but yeah.
Yeah, but I ignored
And
it.
especially if you're one who likes to have it real direct and don't give me all the details, that's hard for them to be listening carefully.
Yeah, to my feelings.
Oh, so sorry. Anyway.
And the next one's an interesting one, false concepts of manhood. Mm-hmm. And this is going to be huge when we go into, again, in part 3, when we go into the steps of communication, because you really have to share what you're feeling, what you believe, what you need. Mm-hmm. And, there's the manly concept of you just don't share things.
Right. You're not talking.
Yeah. And it's like, why do I have to talk? You should know how I feel.
Sometimes it's hard to dig into the guys to get them to, really share.
Yes. And I think I'm trying to remember back, but I don't know if I've always shared, or I may share stuff, but maybe not what I'm feeling or
right.
truly feeling about
or
something.
Or you think you did.
Yeah, or I think I did. Yeah, because it's not truly what I'm feeling.
It was still here and it didn't come out here.
Well, yeah. That's true. Yeah,
that
we've
happens
talked about that.
Many times.
Many times, yes.
There is a biblical inoculation for germs. Ephesians 4:29 says, "Don't use foul or abusive language." That's a good one. "Let everything you say be good and helpful, so that your words will be an encouragement to those who hear them." That's pretty strong.
Yes.
And politely said.
Hey, Timothy. Paul talks to Timothy about the Word of God being useful for everything. So,
yes.
It's useful for our conversations here too, right?
It is, yeah.
Well, we've covered a lot of germs, and we even covered a biblical inoculation for the germs.
We inoculated it. Woo.
And again, these things hinder our communication.
Yes.
So I have to be aware of my germs. It's probably not a good thing if I point out your germs to you.
Right.
Because that won't work out.
That would be a really good thing.
And I can't change you anyway.
Nope.
And we need to keep repeating that because you can't change the other person. So I need to be aware of the germs within me. And so now everybody should be aware of germs. And again, we have to stay in the room. We have to discuss these things. We have to work together to get rid of these germs. And we have to do it on purpose because they don't just go away. They have to be inoculated.
That intentional thing again.
Yep, intentional.
Right. So, what germs do you need to inoculate? But we thank you for listening to part 2 of Let's Talk for Adventures Walking as One. On our next podcast?
On our next episode, we're going to talk about the steps involved in a blended resolution. And so these are the actual steps. This is my kind of stuff, processes.
Oh, it totally is.
Yes, but it'll give us some steps to show us some guidelines. I'll call them that, guidelines, how to work through these things.
Yeah. So you definitely will want to join us for that as part 3 of our trilogy for Let's Talk.
Ooh.
Discover meaningful tips and simple ways to build a stronger, healthier marriage with Marriage Basics. Please subscribe and share this with a friend. Visit our website at walkasone.net.
Thank you for listening to a WBRW TV produced podcast in Washington Township, Michigan. Our podcast can be found on Spotify, and our video programming can be watched on WBRWTV.com or on our broadcast channels in Washington, Bruce, and Romeo on Comcast and AT&T. If you're interested in using our podcast space or have any ideas of your own for a podcast, reach out to us now at WBRWpodcast@gmail.com. For more information on our organization, our content, or how you can get involved, visit WBRWTV.com. The opinions, findings, conclusions, or recommendations expressed in this program do not necessarily reflect the views of the Charter Township of Washington, Michigan Community Media, or WBRW-TV.